Hi, good afternoon. My name is Chalaka Gajabao. I'm the chairman of the Tourism Promotion Bureau of Sri Lanka, and this is Mr. Tisum Jayasuriya, who's the chairman of the Sri Lanka Convention Bureau. I would like to thank the lady and the gentleman here for gracing this occasion. Actually, we are so happy to be here in Hyderabad. What we want to do is, from the start of this tour, we started this road show actually in Delhi. That was on Monday, and then we went to Mumbai on Wednesday, and Hyderabad is our third leg. This tour will be continued later on in November as well, but 2-3 other cities which we will reveal soon. Why we are here mainly is, as you know, tourism is the third biggest forex earner for Sri Lanka. And from a news, from your side point of view, what we've had in the past, especially in the past 3-4 months, due to the situation in Sri Lanka, was a very negative picture. With all due respect, yes, it happened specifically within 2 to 3 days, but then it has been taken into another level. As you know, right now, if you really come and experience Sri Lanka, the situation in the country is much different than before what it was 3-4 months ago. There are no more gas queues, there are no petrol queues, there are no food queues either. Yes, there is an economic crisis in the country, but with our His Excellency the President and other cabinet members, along with our Tourism and Land Minister, Mr. Harry Fernando, there have been very positive discussions with other parties, with the IMF, with the ADB, other institutes like that, the taking country forward. So again, what we want to clearly say to our neighborhood partner, who is India, who has been a big brother for us always, that Sri Lanka is a very safe place with a warm 22 million warm hearts. We are ready to welcome you. And then specifically thereafter, I would like to invite you for the evening session as well, which is going to start at 7 o'clock. Honorable Minister is going to be there as well for that event. There are 50 Sri Lankan travel agencies and hoteliers downstairs having a B2B session right now, conducting the sessions. I think in Delhi we had over 100 participants. Over 150 participants from Delhi, from leading travel organizations, including the Thai President Jyoti was there gracing the occasion, and she made a very strong speech in Delhi, and then she was there in Mumbai as well, and there we had about, again, over 200 in Mumbai. It was a massive event where Sanjay Surya also was there, as the brand ambassador for Sri Lanka. He graced that occasion as well. And then he also, if you can get a clip of it, what he said specifically, and then what Minister said also at both those events, about the situation of the country. This is a repetition of that, what I'm trying to clear with the media in Hyderabad as well. So at the same time, again, we've had very good conversations with corporate leaders in these 3 cities as well. We met a lot of airlines. What are the airlines that we met?
We met Indigo, we met Alliance, we met Air India. Today we met SpiceJet.
SpiceJet is actually going to launch from next month?
From mid-November.
Mid-November as well. So things are getting back to some kind of normalcy and decency to take the country forward. And again, the assurance that we want to give you is, please clear the minds of the people that we are a safe destination to travel. And as you know, I think most of Europe has cleared the taken travel regulations out of Sri Lanka, including UK, Sweden, Netherlands, Switzerland. The list can go on. All the states have taken a recently. United States of America also took the travel regulations out of Sri Lanka. So it's a very positive move, as you know. So we want to give that positive message to take this very forward. And I again urgently invite you to join us for the evening session. You will see what we have to offer. It has been the same Sri Lanka. We are an all-in-one capsule where you can, have a jump from a waterfall, and then the next day go and, go for a surf in Narugambe and look at leopards next to Intumar. There's so much that you can do in Sri Lanka, whether it's movies, whether it's entertainment, whether it's gaming, adventure tourism, camping to glamping to anything that you want. So all that will be, from a marketing point of view, creating the DNA for the Sri Lankan brand. Hashtag Visit Sri Lanka is only a short-term strategy that we have taken. There's no confusion as such. Yes, Sri Lanka has been around. It's just that, with the situation, what we thought was whether Sri Lanka would work. So hence, we came up with the tagline, hashtag Visit Sri Lanka. I want to be very clear, there shouldn't be any confusion. Hashtag Visit Sri Lanka is Visit Sri Lanka is a short-term strategy that we are trying to temporarily resolve the situation. And then in the long run, yes, we are going to work on it from a strategic point of view to have a clear identity, to say who we are, who Sri Lanka is, take the country forward. So there won't be a situation where we'll change the tagline or whatever every year or every 2 years for the liking of a chairman or a minister for that matter. For example, how successfully incredible India is, how successful Malaysia is. Not just a line. There was a strategy behind it. How to categorize it, how to take other parts, semi-categories forward. So to be very clear, any doubts, so don't be get confused. And then there was this intention, the campaign that came up from the private sector of the tourism. The senior person came up with this campaign called Sri Lanka Smile. That is, there's no negative about it. When you say save the Sri Lanka smile, it is, yes, Sri Lankans had a tough time. So they came up with an idea internally for a local market point of view, revive our warm hearts as well, remind them who we are. To be very clear, Sri Lanka Smile campaign is a short-term 3-month campaign to revive the local hearts of the people, how to welcome tourists into Sri Lanka. Over to you if you have any questions.
So what is the number of Indian tourists that you have received?
Overall, I think we have now crossed our number has crossed 600,000, out of which I think that I'll get you the correct number. After this meeting, I think it's over 150,000 if I'm not mistaken, but I'll give you the correct. It's actually 1 and 2 has been crossed between UK and India. And in terms of numbers, it's always a fight between UK and India. So for example, November we are going to take part in WTN, which is in November, which is a key, Europe is a very key market. As you know, 2018 we had our biggest year, 2.3 million plus, and then if not for the Easter Sunday, and if not for COVID, this number would have grown to a tremendous level, and actually would have contributed a huge amount to the Sri Lankan economy as well. So we have a task, which is a number that is given by His Excellency the President, Mr. Ranil Wickremesinghe, of 2.5 million. Yes, it's a mountain to climb, but I think it's a positive mountain to climb. So we are going to look at that in a very positive manner. And why we have started off with India, to answer to your question, India is our neighbor, and there's so much for us to offer to the Indian market, whether it's, if you categorize it for different markets, whether it's a lower, middle, upper middle, premium, we have all those categories that can cater to the Indian market.
Which is the key source market?
As in?
Key source market?
Number one?
Yes.
India. Yeah.
Not UK.
UK is also there. Like I said, it's cross between 1 and 2. But if you take, it will be Europe.
Europe.
Yeah, it will be overall Europe. But then we want to strengthen the ties with India because it's next door. Sri Lankan Airlines has over
88 flights per week.
88 flights per week, and then other airlines, that is Indian Airlines, are going to increase their numbers as well to take this forward. And specifically, we are here with 3 packages as well for the next 3 months, which is done by the association with Sligo and as well as Sri Lankan Airlines to attract the family segment of the Indian market, and then the adventure, the gaming side of the market as well. So those 3 packages were launched in Delhi, in Mumbai, and then we are going to launch it today in Hyderabad as well. Right now it's happening downstairs with the 50 or so travel agents that are there. Plus it will be properly presented today in the evening session as well.
Yeah, this is Nitin from Bihar.
Yeah.
That's a travel show that's on Star Network from almost 15 years.
Right, okay.
And our team was fortunate to visit Sri Lanka in 2018 on one of your fan trips, and we are about 2 of 6. We thoroughly enjoyed the trip, but I have a small question. The question is, in India, the image of Sri Lanka is in extremes.
Yeah.
One extreme says Shanti Devi, totally pilgrim tour, and other extreme is casinos of Colombo. How are you planning to disabuse this particular impression across the Indian markets?
It can be
We
done.
have Noara Island and all beautiful locations. We are missing out on those destinations.
Yes, the middle, you want to add to that? This will say something. Go
So
ahead.
I think the reason is that certain agents, they only promote pilgrimage or casino. So the purpose of this tour also to educate the Indian travel community. Sri Lanka is not just for casino or for pilgrimage, because we are an island. So we have the beach. Then apart from the beach, we have the hill country. Like the hill country is called Little India. So you can go from sunny weather to colder weather in a span of 2.5 hours. So like you said, then we have Kandy. That's most of our histories, right? So that's one thing that we want to educate, because certain agents, they only look at only 2 different segments. Probably that's where the demand is. probably it's not the awareness is not created for other segments as well. So that's what we want to do today, to educate the industry about the different segments that we can offer.
And we took the lead then by filming call and all, because nowadays wildlife tourism is on board and people want to go for wildlife. So my interest in this particular thing is you have been really doing excellent. I have visited WTM in 2018 and 17, and Sri Lanka stall was at par with any other big countries. I should really congratulate you and hope you just take these things consideration, see how you just wanted to know how we are developing Sri Lanka's holistic approach instead of missing out, especially to the Indian market.
Absolutely. That's why I said, if you come today in the evening with both our presentations, you'll see we are an all-in-one capsule. You're very right about it. It's not only the cultures, the Ramayana Trail or the casino country. It is not. We have so much to offer. Like you were not here, I think earlier she asked me a question. You can land in Katnayaka. The next day you can go to Alla and jump from a waterfall, and then take a trip to Arugambe. It's all matter of hours through land. Go to Arugambe, do some surfing, and then next day look at the biggest bird migration which happens in Kuman, and then look at the leopards at the same. That's not really. There's so much from a cultural point of view. From Kandy, if you've been in a fan tour, you know how much we have to offer. As you know, in 1980 or 19, I can't remember the exact year when first Emperor the Doom movie was shot in Sri Lanka. Steven Spielberg, George Lucas, and Harrison Ford. I don't know who they are. They are godfathers of movie making. They thought they called Sri Lanka a studio. Within a matter of few hours. I know India has all these benefits as well, but then you have to take domestic flights to do that. But Sri Lanka is not that. If you spend 7-8 days in Sri Lanka, you get, and the other benefit that the Indian market is going to get is it's 1 versus 5 the rupee. I'm not trying to say that we are a cheap market. We have all the facilities, luxury facilities, but for the Indian market, it's going to be a very valuable offer that we are offering right now. And to grow with it as whether you want to do your shopping, whether you want to do entertainment, whether you want to eat the food, what type of food that you want to offer. And at the same time, with that, I would like to play some golf. We have 5 or 6 amazing golf courses in Sri Lanka. Royal Colombo Golf Club is one of the most historic, and Nuvareli as well, one of the most historical. It's in the global list as well. These golf courses, it's not only golfing. Like I said, the corporate sector can differ what their dislikes are, whether it's casino, whether it's golfing, or whether it's cricket, or like he said, whether it's adventure tourism. All that can be coupled. You don't get a destination like that. If you bring a corporate sector, if there are 500 people, 100 might like to do surfing, other 50 might like to do some luxury camping coupled with it. So if somebody's going to come up with packages like that attract, not that all 500 has to go and be in the beach. I don't want to mention names of other countries, but it's not the beach we have. We have so much to offer. We can couple those packages. He's working on it, coupling them up and bringing new frontiers for the corporate sector as well.
How do you plan to promote return to normalcy?
Sorry?
How do you plan to promote return to normalcy in Sri Lanka and India?
That's what we are going to come up with a marketing campaign, a proper marketing campaign with the correct DNA. Like I said, there shouldn't be confusion. Like for the question that he asked earlier as well, there have been so many messages going around in the past few years that we want to clear the doubt in terms of what we have to offer, rather than segregating and talking about only one segment, whether it's wellness or whether it's adventure or whether it's the sun and sea. We have to first say who we are, who Sri Lanka is, and where are we going and where we want to be, and our end mile. So that's a task both of us have, especially from a corporate and a marketing communication point of view. Both of us come from a different industry. We are not from we've never worked in the government sector before. We are both of us from the private sector, but in our own fields, we have that experience to take this brand, the biggest brand of our country, which is the mother brand, Mother Sri Lanka, forward.
To coming back to your question, so we had a discussion with Make My Trip. We know that they cater to a big segment of your youth and upper class. So we want to do some dedicated advertising with them. That's one way of we thought in the short term to reach the market. And then of course discussions we had with the airlines. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask the airlines to come up with their own discounted fares to Sri Lanka and market those fares to their network to clientele. So those are the short-term strategies that we are looking into. In the meantime, Chalaka is actually looking at appointing few PR agencies to carry out our long-term strategy.
For these countries. And at the same time, I had a very positive discussion with MasterCard India as well. in Delhi. I think if I'm correct, they have a database of 170 million people in different categories with their card. It's not a bank, it's MasterCard I'm talking about. We have a very positive discussion, coming up with a plan for those different segments, whether it's 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, or 5-star. They have all those segments as well. So hopefully that will be fruitful as well. Make My Trip is another example. So taking this forward, tying up with someone from global brand like MasterCard is going to play a huge role as well. And from an investment point of view, we met certain corporates in India within the past 4-5 days. From an investment point of view, which I can't mention names right now, but that's awesome. We've had some very positive, Honorable Minister had some very positive conversations on that as well.
And we had a discussion with Thomas Cook as well, because they are coming up with their new marketing strategies to promote Sri Lanka. So therefore, I think Thomas Cook is a very established organization in the travel industry. So those are the avenues that actually we are looking at, in the short term, to get the message across to your customers as soon as possible.
So even I would love to contribute. We can pitch in, since we have already made Sri Lanka telecast in the month of 2019. We telecast in Sri Lanka.
Right.
There are about 13 episodes, and you have spent on everything. So I appreciate it out of that goodwill gesture, and plan for a rerun on the channel.
For sure.
At a very
Thank you
nominal
very
fee.
much. And thank you for mentioning this. To refresh my memory, both of us took over only 4 months ago. So we are catching up on all the previous work because because of COVID, for 2 years hardly anything happened. So taking this forward, I'll definitely look at it. Just mention whom did you work with?
When was Mr. Jude was there?
Yeah, he's there. He's there. So I'll get in touch with him and
We'll make a small rerun in a couple of minutes.
Absolutely. Last question.
So what are the B2B tie-ups that you already have apart from MasterCard, Thomas Cook and
Well, it's there's no tie-up. It's still under conversation, not only MasterCard and Thomas Cook, like Tisum said, the airlines as well, and we are going to continue this. And I think in November, we will most probably go to Bangalore, Chennai,
And we might add Cochin as well.
we might add Cochin to that list as well. So actually, so far the response from the Indian market has been very positive in the last 3-4 days, very positive. Because in Mumbai, I think 10 plus regional chairmen attended the event from Thai point of view for the Mumbai event, which was a key event, which is so successful. And they have traveled to Sri Lanka many a time. They also had some doubts, but I think it's all cleared now after the session we had, especially in New Delhi and Mumbai, and we are going to continue. Like, India is very important to us. India is the key market, then overall Europe, then UK leading that pack. And on the other side, we are looking at Eastern Europe as well. During COVID, both Russia and Ukraine were key markets for us from bubbles. But the thing is, with the situation in Eastern Europe now, it has kind of come to a standstill. But if we can get the flight sorted, we are going to look at, obviously, it was reason beyond our control. Ukraine won't be, part of it. But then we are looking at other Eastern European markets as well. They also need to be set who we are, and to take that forward. But we've had 2 excellent days so far in Hyderabad. Thank you very much for your lovely warm welcome. At the same time, what I want to say is, from Sri Lankan warm heart point of view, we are ready to welcome the lovely Indian tourists who will come into Sri Lanka so many times. So, we are a safe destination to travel. Yes, there were some concerns a few months ago. To be very clear, we be on record, you don't see any more petrol queues, you don't see any more gas queues, you don't see other queues. But yes, there is an economic crisis in the country, but that's now being discussed with certain entities globally as well. Hopefully, with the minister's blessing, even at yesterday's press conference, he very clearly said we are trying to come to a settlement from economic point of view by end of this year, and then development in terms of 2023 and looking at 2024 in a positive manner. So what I want to say is, please do come and visit Sri Lanka. We are 22 million warm hearts that are waiting to welcome you. We are an all-in-one capsule. We are not only cultural tourism, we are not only gaming tourism. There's so much of adventure, there is so much of adventure, there's so much of entertainment, there's so much of water, there is so much of fresh water, there is so much of sea water, the sands, the sun, the tea plantations, from all angles. That there's so much that you can experience from overall point of view, whether it's the youngsters of the Indian public or whether the tourists, whether it's the mature market, whether it's the family market. We have all those destinations in a small capsule filled in one, and which you can cover so many places within a matter of few days.
It gives us great pleasure to be in Hyderabad, which is the third stage of our roadshow, which we had a fantastic time starting off in New Delhi and then in Mumbai and today in Hyderabad. Unfortunately, our brand ambassador Sanat Jayasuriya couldn't make it today because he's playing a Legends match. But this has been an amazing experience trying to understand what India wants from Sri Lanka and what Sri Lanka can offer them. So we've had a lot of B2B sessions, which is the companies from Sri Lanka, the hotels, travel agents, over 50 members who have traveled. They have been sitting before the roadshow and meeting up with their counterparts and actually finding out the best solution for tailor-made packages for them. And also, we are quite big in MICE conference markets. Therefore, we have already established a lot of connections with that as well. But I have to say, I'm very impressed with Hyderabad. If somebody asks me what is the city that you love the most out of the three, I would say it was Hyderabad, because the people were very friendly. Looks a lot of positives in Hyderabad, and with Sri Lanka and Hyderabad can connect. So this trip also entailed meeting a lot of stakeholders like Indian Airlines, Indigo, Make My Trip, and we also met SpiceJet, Alliance Airlines. So they all have agreed to start new connections. SpiceJet will start daily flights from Chennai from the November 15, and also Alliance will fly into a new airport in Sri Lanka, which is in the North Jaffna, and also to Ratmalana, another city airport of Sri Lanka. There are ATR aircraft. So there's so much of seat capacity that we are building, and Indigo would add 4 flights more to Sri Lanka. So all in all, I think it's a great trip back, and when we go home, we will get back together, go back to our drawing boards and make sure Indians are treated the best, because they have always helped us financially, politically. India have been our big brother. So we wanted to start off our roadshows after the revival, after the political unrest, as well as financial calamities that we faced. We are now on the way of regaining the Sri Lanka that we all had, and no better way to do it out of tourism will be the ideal, because that's bringing us the most amount of revenue to Sri Lanka. So we're very excited, and we look to see you all in Sri Lanka very soon. Thank you.
Okay. Which is the best time to visit, and what kind of attractions you are?
Sri Lanka is always around the destination, because within 2 hours you can be in the coldest climate of 10 degrees and can go to the hottest climate on the beach and do surfing. You can go to the Birds Park, you can go to the National Wildlife Parks, all within 2 hours, 3 hours, and all the road network in Sri Lanka is fantastic. And the hotels are star class. Lonely Planet voted for Sri Lanka as the best destination to travel. There's so much for adventure tourism as well, hiking. There are so much of water sports. Everything that you ask for is in Sri Lanka. So why not make Sri Lanka the next best destination to visit? We are not a bucket list travel anymore. We need Sri Lanka to be a country that people keep coming back, that they keep half of their heart when they go back to India, so they come back again to pick up the rest of the half again. So that's the kind of tourism we're trying to build up in Sri Lanka, and we're very excited we will succeed.
Do you have any plans to attract Indian filmmakers as well?
Oh, of course, Telugu filmmakers, producers, there's quite a lot here today. I met few of them in the morning. We are going to give them a single window approach, where even to shoot commercials or even movies, every approval will be given to them within 7 days, and that's something that we're very excited. Even the Kerala film industry is very close with Sri Lanka. Mammootty recently shot a movie there, and there's a lot more others. Even today they confirmed another movie. But Sri Lanka is actually a studio on its own. You don't need a studio in Sri Lanka. It's beautiful. I even showed them a place called Little England, which is all the cottages are built just exactly like London, and they can easily shoot it as London, because it's a similar concept that's in built, and it's very cold area in Sri Lanka, the coldest